Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Danielle. I own an online skincare business where I sell 100% natural skincare products. Everything's handcrafted by me, and I also help women start and grow their skincare business. So, today we're going to talk about email marketing and why it is essential to your online business. So, before we get started, this is going to be for anyone who is brand new, who really hasn't used email marketing before. This is kind of going to be like a beginner's guide into it. I'm not going to show you how to set anything up, but I'm just going to talk with you about some different terms that you need to know. So um how email marketing works is you have to get the person's information in order to send them an email. All right, so you do this typically by a pop-up on your website. There are other ways to get onto someone's email list, but we're just going to focus on the most popular way, which is typically just a pop-up on your website. So you would create this in your email marketing platform. So personally, I use Klaviyo. So I create the sign up form, the pop up right in Klaviyo. And then what you're going to want to do is there's two different emails that you can send out, right? You can send up emails that are a part of a flow, which flow and automation, those two words are basically the same thing, right? A flow is an automation that you set up. So there's a couple different flows that you want to set up. The first one is going to be your welcome flow. So what a welcome flow is once someone signs up to your email list, your pop-up, then you want to dump them into this welcome flow so they can start getting a series of emails, you know, telling them who you are, giving them whatever it is that you told them you was going to give them for signing up to your email list, whether it's a coupon code, whether it's a digital product like an ebook or a guide or something like that, whether it's access to something, I don't know, whatever it is you think of, that's what you need to give them in your welcome series. The welcome series is also going to talk a little bit about your brand. Who are you? Why did you get started? What's your mission? You also want to include, and this isn't all in the same email, but these are the types of things you want to talk about in this welcome flow. You also want to share with them what your best sellers are. You may want to share with them some reviews so they can see the social proof of your company and, hey, other people are shopping here, right? You want to reiterate, if you did give them a coupon code, you want to reiterate to use the coupon code. If you sent them some type of ebook or guide, you may want to check in with them and see if they had any questions. You may have sent them like what did I do one time? I sent them a challenge, right? So I sent them like a self-care challenge, and I checked in with them. Hey, how's the challenge going? And tried to build conversation. So those are the type of things you want to do in your welcome flow. So once someone signs up to your email list through your pop-up, you want to send them the welcome flow. You have to build this out. But the cool thing is, once you do this, you don't have to do it again. Yes, you'll have to go in and tweak things, and you may, as you go along in your email marketing journey, you will change things, you'll get better at it. But the important thing is, once you do this, it's set. Like, okay, somebody joins my email list, this is going out. I'm not having to manually do anything. It's amazing. Uh, the other type of flow that you want to have set up is your abandoned cart flow. So what this means is when someone not abandoned cart, I'm sorry y'all, it's late. I'm doing these videos late. Abandoned checkout. Okay, so these two are different. You can do an abandoned cart, but I was trying to tell y'all about an abandoned checkout. So abandoned checkout is when someone gets to a checkout and then they leave. They just leave. We don't know what happened. They didn't make it to complete the purchase. They left. And so you want to have a series of emails that goes out. Hey, you left this behind. Hey, we saved this for you. hey, here's a discount code. You don't have to offer a discount code, but it's very helpful. So you want to have a series of emails that go out reminding them, and you don't just want to have one, you want to have multiple emails that go out to remind them, because clearly they wanted what they put in your cart. They made it all the way to the checkout, but something happened, and so we want to help them complete their purchase. Abandoned cart, on the other hand, is when you're adding to cart and then they leave. And typically that's not something that's something that you do for like return people, just because you may not have all the information right away. um, in terms of, if someone just comes to your website that day, they may not have given their email address or anything like that. They're just adding to cart and then they leave. You don't have their email to reach out, so that only works if they have put in their email. Versus on the other hand, the checkout, typically the checkout, you've already put in your information, but then you just left. So I hope y'all understand the difference between those. um and then lastly, I don't want to overwhelm y'all. The last one that I would say is like a must have. So we talked about the welcome flow, we talked about the abandoned checkout flow, and then the last one is your customer thank you flow. So what that is as soon as someone makes a purchase from you, you want to send them an email expressing your gratitude for their first order with you. Yes, they get an email confirmation that their order has been placed, but you want to send a more personal email to them, thanking them for their purchase. And then you may have some additional emails that go out, which I recommend. Additional emails that go out, maybe telling them how to care for their products. You may reiterate your processing times. That was very helpful for me. Is in my customer thank you flow, I started reiterating my processing times to eliminate those emails about, hey, when's this gonna ship? Hey, I purchased this. When am I gonna get my tracking number? So I built that into my customer thank you flow, and I have a completely separate video of what that looks like if y'all want to go check that out. um I'm new here, so I'm not even gonna lie and tell y'all to click something. I don't know how to do that, y'all. I'm just doing what I can and coming on here and giving y'all information. I apologize, but I do have a completely separate video with the customer thank you flow that breaks all of that down. But back to what I was saying is, reiterate your processing times. You may want to offer them a coupon to come back, because a lot of times, we focus so much on acquiring new customers, which is amazing. But what's even more amazing is when you build a loyal customer base, because that's, these people are what's, they're coming back over and over. They're keeping you in business. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper to have a returning customer come back than acquiring new customers. So, you may want to offer them a coupon code. What are y'all, go look at the video. Go look at the video. I gave y'all some other things to include in that customer thank you flow. But those are the 3 flows that you don't have to do anything. Once you set these up, it's going out. As soon as someone orders, they get dumped into a flow. Okay, this email goes out. Then maybe 3 days later, this email goes out. 3 days later, this one goes out. 2 days later, this one goes out. You don't have to manually do anything. So that is flows. That's automated. It's beautiful. Like, those are 3 that you should absolutely have when you launch your website. Don't launch your website and then work on this later. Have this done before you launch your website. All right. Now let's talk about campaigns. So an email campaign is, you can look at it 2 different ways. It can just be a one-time email that you send out. Okay. Or it can be an actual campaign that you build out. So an example of just sending one campaign is if maybe you have a story or something you want to share with your audience, or maybe you just have a one-time thing you want them to know about, right? Maybe you got a tip, or maybe it's your blog post, you want to send them to that. All right, that's a campaign. That's a one-time email that you send. And the campaigns, they're manual. You can schedule them, but they're manual. You have to create them each time. Now, maybe you want to set up a campaign of email. So maybe you have a sale coming up, all right? You're going to be running a 4-day sale. So you would have a campaign of emails that you would create. And like I said, you can schedule these out, but you have to create them. They're not automatically going out once something is triggered. You have to create them. So maybe the first day of the sale, you're sending it morning and night. Maybe the second and third day, maybe you're sending it once, maybe you're sending it twice, maybe you're segmenting that out. I'm not going to talk too much on segments, but segmentation is very important. However, if you don't have anybody on your list, there's nothing to segment. So that's why I'm not really going to go into it. Because you just need to send it to everybody because you don't really have a choice. Y'all, that sounded so crazy, but it's true. If you only have 5 people on your email list, you need to send that email to everybody. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Y'all, if you have hundreds or a couple thousand, then you can be a little bit more picky about who you want to get this email. Okay, I hope y'all are understanding and I'm not at all trying to be offensive. I'm just thinking back to my own struggle. Like, you better send that email to everybody, okay? But once you start building your email list, then you can focus on segmentation and you can look into that. But right now, there's not really a need for that if you don't have any type of list built. But like I was saying, if you're building out like a campaign for a sale that you're going to be running, maybe the first day you send it a couple of times. The second and third day you send it once. Maybe you send it a couple times that day. But don't like bombard people. When you have a super small list, you don't want to go too crazy sending people the same email. If you have a very extensive list, you can send an email 5 times a day because it may not be going to that same person. It's going to multiple segments. And you don't want to be annoying, okay? So that's why I said maybe the second and third day you send it maybe once, and then that second day or that fourth day you send it morning and night, just a reminder. But these are things that you are going to have to manually create. You can schedule, but it's not automated. It's not like, oh, I created this one time and then it's just going to keep going out whenever. No, you will be responsible. So some examples of campaigns that you may send, I already talked about like a tip or a story or a blog post. I'll give you an example of kind of what I do, and this will be a good segue into creating a schedule for yourself. So it's really important with email marketing that you don't just do it one time and then they don't see you again for a month. All right, email marketing is a really great way to nurture your audience and build a relationship. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're talking to them on a regular basis. Now, this may look different for everybody depending on what you can commit to. I personally think you should be sending 1 email a week. That's my personal recommendation. Send 1 email a week, because then you can stay top of mind. The reason you want to stay top of mind is because you don't just want to email people whenever you have a sales coming up. You don't want to just email people when it's some huge holiday like Black Friday or like, Memorial Day or Labor Day or something, to where you're like, or Christmas. You don't want to just be sending emails a couple times a year on these big sales days. You want to be communicating with your people on a regular basis so that they're comfortable and that they're used to sending emails. So then when you send that sales email, it's not like, oh, I haven't heard from this company in a while. Who are they? Oh, I forgot I signed up for their email list. What do they want? No, they know, they're used to getting emails from you. So you want to create a schedule for yourself. 1 time a week is what I recommend. Personally, I send 2 emails a week right now because I am in a phase, and I'm talking about naturally creative for you because I am in a season right now to where I am really, for those of y'all who know my story, I pretty much took all of 2022 off in running that business to focus on wholesale. And so I'm in a season to where it's very important for me to nurture this audience again. And so I am sending 2 emails a week. One email is a storytelling. So I'm sharing a story with them. And then the second email, one goes out on like Monday and Tuesday, the other one goes out on like Thursday or Friday. But the second email is some sort of value. So I'm giving them some sort of value as it relates to my business, right? So some type of skincare tip, or giving them some information about a product, um, or an ingredient, or something of that nature, something that's I feel like they will find value in as it relates to my company. So those are 2 different types of emails that I'm sending. Um, and I've been doing it for a couple of months now. And it takes time. It takes time to do all of this, to build your list, to get in a routine. Um, I don't recommend starting with 2 emails a week. I recommend starting with one because this is going to be all new for you and I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. Um, but I think if you can't do one per week, then do one every 2 weeks. But just sending one email a month is not enough. You really don't want to go that long without talking to your people because all these other people are emailing them and you want to be one of them so they can remember and they can hear from you. And another tip I'll give you is don't make all your emails about them purchasing something from you. That's why I send out one email a week that has nothing to do with a product. It's a story that I'm sharing with them, that doesn't ask them to buy anything. It doesn't. And I don't get a sale off every one of those emails, but I've got a sale probably off of half of them, which is crazy to me. I mean, that's mind blowing that I'm sending emails just about a story, just something inspiring or something encouraging that I think could be, just a reminder to them, something heartfelt. And people are shopping off those emails. And then I send another email, giving them some value. And that is how you build relationships. That's how you connect with people. That's how you make it more than just yourself. You make it about them, because it is about them. You need people to have a business. So that is what I do. But I recommend, maybe you do a story, and then the next week you do a value based email, and then the next week you, you know, currently I'm not running any sales, so I don't have any like promo emails going out, but maybe you do. And so maybe you do a story, and then the next week you do a value based email, and then the next week you run a sale, and you just repeat that. I don't know. You have to figure out what works for you, but more importantly, you have to figure out what you can commit to, because there's no point in saying I'm gonna plan all this out and then you don't do anything with it. All right. One of the most important things you have to do is you have to execute. So you're getting all this information, you have to do something with it. But I find that sometimes when we try to because we want to be an overachiever, we want to um we just want to make it the best that it can be. We want to do the most that we can because we want it, right? But setting a goal that's not achievable, that is not realistic, it doesn't even make sense. So you coming on saying I'm gonna send 3 emails a week. No, you're not. You're gonna do it the first week, and then the second week is that was a lot. And it is. You could have had 3 emails for the month, but you wanted to try to overdo it, and now you don't even got no emails to send out for 2 months. So take that to heart. you want to send the emails, but you also want to create a schedule that you can be consistent with, because you have to execute this. You can't just, okay, I know I need to send emails, and then you don't ever send no emails. All right. Black Friday is gonna be here before we know it. It's the middle of June. You need to start sending them emails. Even if you've been in the business for a while and you just haven't focused on email marketing, now is the time. Now is the time. Even if you only have 50 people, 20 people on your email list, now is the time to start focusing on that. So anyways, y'all, I'm not gonna make this super long. It's already 20 minutes. I'm gonna get off here. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have any recommendations on future videos y'all want me to create, let me know. I'm here to give information, help y'all out. I apologize. I don't know all the edits. I just know if I keep putting out these videos and they keep helping people, I know this channel is gonna grow. So I'm believing God for that. But yeah, if y'all need anything else, leave a comment, or the information is in the description of how to reach me. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.